girls, I just want to show you this. We're making a quarter of the picture, and then next week we are going to put the quarters together. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make one section, and you can use it. So when you're designing your print, you can have a corner. For example, this corner I wanted to make like a piece of a circle. So if you make it a quarter of a circle, you will end up with a circular type shape in the middle of your print when you go to print it. And you're going to get a square sheet of paper like this one, so that you can have a radial design. So when I cut it this way or this way, if I fold it, the pieces will match. If I fold it halfway this way, the pieces will match. No matter what way I fold it, the pieces should line up. That's my thought. And you'll notice one thing that's kind of awkward is these two are together. I should have put a little spacer, but that's okay. It's something to think about. So as you're designing this, think about how you want it. So in the middle of this one, when I put the paint on and print this one, there's going to be, instead of a large circle in the center, there's going to be a large square. It's something, it's a design thing that you want to think about because this is the end result. And girls, we're going to make a radial design print. So the way this is going to work is we're going to make a quarter of the print, okay? And then we will repeat this print. So if you want to think about like this being the center, we're going to repeat this square here, we're going to repeat it here, and we're going to repeat it over here. So in this one, I'm going to end up with hopefully a circle in the middle when I print it, and it's going to look kind of like a flower. I don't know. It's abstract, and it's fine that it's abstract. There is nothing wrong with it being abstract, but basically it's just a square of cardboard that we are going to glue the pieces down, and we're using this foam stuff. I have some pre-cut shapes, and I also have some large pieces of foam, and I used the larger piece in the middle to make my what I'm going to do is make my circle in the middle. So you'll get your piece of paper and your piece of cardboard. It's cardboard, and you're going to put your name. Okay, obviously you're not Miss M, and you're going to put your class, either your 5M or 5C or 5B, whatever, 5, whatever. I'm going to put M just for giggles and hoo-has. And you're going to flip it over. That is the back. That's how I know whose paper that is. So next week when we go to do the printing part, you'll get your piece back. I have scissors, I have glue, and I have my marker, and you see what I got. So the first thing you want to think about is where the center of my design is going to be, and it's going to be a corner. The corners are going to match up. You could make your radial design with a circle in the center. That's what this is going to be. So this is a quarter of the circle. When I go to print, you're going to see the whole circle. Or perhaps you want to put some other shape. So you might want to start just looking at some of these cool foam shapes that Miss M has. I have teardrops. I even have triangles, all kinds of crazy shapes, little triangles. It doesn't really matter what color the foam is. What you want to look at are the shapes. What shapes are we making? What do you want to have where? You might want to have circles in the corners, or you might want to have squares, but you want to think about what's going to be the center. You could even use squares in this case in the center. Your call. It's your design. You could even make a radial design on your radial design, on your radial, like going on forever and ever, which might be what I do here. If I could find enough pieces. So radial designs, no matter what way you cut them, whether you cut them on the diagonal, down the center, or this way, should always be the same. Crazy, I know. So notice that that's how I am planning my design. So this is a radial design in a radial design. This is also a radial design. Not the same, but different. And things are sticking to me. That's always fun. So I'm doing a flower shape because I'm just thinking of spring. And what do I want to put over here? Do I want to put dots? Perhaps I do. Perhaps I don't. Do I have any dots? What do I have? There are so many little teeny tiny shapes. There's even a little teeny tiny heart if you dig around enough. That's not necessarily the shape I'm looking for, but certainly you might be looking for that. Where'd all my little dots go? Oh, there's a dot. There's a dot. There they are. There we go. We'll put some dots. There's dots, and then there's... All right, I'm going to do it this way. So, do I want to have quite so many pieces? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Do I want to turn the pieces the other way? Because that's always a possibility. What if I have some going one way and some going the other? Or maybe I don't like these bigger pieces. There's smaller ones, believe it or not, be big around enough that I can use when I find them. There's these pieces. Maybe that would be a better option. Ooh, that's cute, something different. So you do want to spend some time looking at the pieces and making decisions. All right. I just had that piece. I hate when that happens. There it is. Same size. Don't care about the color. Care about the size of things. So you will notice, oh, maybe I'll put these here. Maybe I will use little dots in different places. There's so many little pieces. You're going to have to dig around for the pieces that you are looking for. I think I need 3 more dots. So there's a lot of planning that goes into this. We call that composition in art. We're composing, just like a composer composes music, or we call different types of writing compositions. There's a lot of times we're composing, we're putting things together. That means we're planning. This might be too busy. I think it might be too busy. So I'm just trying to plan out what I want and where. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so this is what I'm going with in this rendition. So now, all I gotta do, take the glue and glue it down. So each piece, you put the glue on the foam piece and you can glue it where you want it. A nice part about the glue is that it will be wet for a little while, so you can kind of move it. If you put it down and go, oh, that's not the spot I wanted, you can move it. It will dry clear, but you want this raised section. Next week we are going to print with these, which is kind of cool when you think about it. Be careful how much glue you have down. This might end up being a little bit of a problem later because I don't want the glue to stick up. So, but this is actually going to end up being a radial design. So I will end up printing it. So I repeat a design here and here, and this will be the middle, and then you'll see. It's going to be awesome. So maybe less glue than what Miss M used. I'm going to actually have to go back and wipe these because it's a little much, but make sure they're stuck where you want it. And then we're going to put this on those cookie sheets, and I'll put it on the drying rack and it'll dry for next week.